What's up, everyone? It's Matt Morozic, and I recorded this earlier, but I screwed up, so I'm going to do it again. The short kit review for you. This is from John Diaz at Resin Realities, and this is sculpted by Wayne Hanson. This is Kong of Skull Island, and I saw this at Wonderfest this past year. John had the clay sculpture, or this clay sculpt, along with the sculptor Wayne Hanson there. So I got to see the sculpt in person. I was really impressed. And when it was available, I had to grab one. And I'm not a Kong, I'm not a Kong fan. I'm not a monster fan, but I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was entertaining, and I liked Wayne captured this version of Kong perfectly in my mind. I think he looks very true to the film. And when I saw the sculpture in person, I was like blown away. I was like, man, that's really impressive. So once it came available, John contacted me and said, "Do you want one?" I said, "Yep, I'll take one." So I think I paid an introductory price. I could be wrong. I think it was I paid $225 shipped, and I think the price went up a little bit. Now, that is a really good deal for this kit, considering that it is 17 inches tall on the base to the head. So he's a big guy, 17 inches tall. He's hollow casted, and the base is hollow casted, and the base is done really nice. It's simple, but it's like a little rock kind of base with some vegetation on it. Looks really good. And then Wayne did a fabulous job on the fur, and his face is spot on. And let's look at some of the casting. Now, $225 was a great deal initially. Was a great deal to begin with. Also, considering that John had never rotocasted before, and he had a lot of learning curve with this kit. And he contacted me a couple weeks ago. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month. And he said, "Hey, I'm learning to rotocast. I'm having some issues. I can send you a kit as is, and I'll give you a discount. Or if you want to wait until I figure it out, you can do that." And I said, "Well, I'll just wait till you figure it out, because I'm in no hurry. I've got 1,000 kits, and I won't get to this one anytime soon." So I said, "Just take your time, figure it out. I'm in no hurry." And he sent me a note the other day, and he shipped it priority. And the shipping was over $100 on this guy. So, to the guys who complain about pricing and who ask for discounts, don't do it. These guys don't make a lot of money on these, if any. Most of these guys are doing this kind of because they enjoy the hobby, not to make a living. So it kind of chaps my eye when people complain about kit prices, and when they ask for discounts especially. It's like, come on, guys. I can only imagine the expense that John went through to figure out the rotocasting, not to mention the time. So it took him a while, but he figured it out, and it looks fabulous. So thanks to John for taking the time and the expense to do it right, and to learn how to do that process, because now you have this fabulous piece. He's hollow. He's very light. If this was solid resin, he'd probably weigh 6 pounds. He'd be heavy, which is no big deal, but still, I appreciate that John took the time, the expense to do it right and not rush it. So it looks good. So we're going to look at all the casting now. Look at the arms first. So here is the right arm, and it's done extremely well. Wayne did a great job on the sculpt, and I looked at this pretty closely earlier, and as with all castings, there's a little bit of a mold line that goes right here on the finger and through the hair, but you actually kind of have to look for it pretty hard, because the hair, it's hidden pretty good in the hair. The hair's really busy, so it's hard to see. And there's a little webbing in the fingers that I'll go through and take out, just some flash, but nicely done, and that's solid. Same goes with the left arm. Done extremely well. A little bit of a mold line, but it's very minimal. There's no step or anything. So a little bit of sanding, and that's gone. And on this one, I can only really see the mold line that kind of goes through the elbow right here. I don't see it really. I know it goes through here because I can kind of follow it around the thumb, but I don't see it when it gets into the fur. So that's done really well, and that's solid. Like I said, he's hollow, and it's done extremely well. And I have 2 very small crits, and it has nothing to really do with the quality or anything. But the first crit is that Wayne didn't sign it. So sign your work, guys. You spend hours and your talent, so sign your work so people know who it's by. And then my other small little crit is I have a little, I think a crack right here in the face, and the only thing I can think of is maybe that happened in the curing process. So again, nothing major. little putty and it's fixed. So again, not a complaint, just a little crit. And again, for someone who's never rotocasted before and took the time to do it, he's done a really good job here. As with all kits that you have to put the arms and legs on and stuff, there'll be a little bit of putty work here to do to fill the gaps, but a little bit of A's in there, and just kind of recreate the fur texture, and you're good. The gap on this side's fairly small, and I think I can make it smaller if I grind down some of this excess resin on the arm, and it'll suck in there a little bit more. I'll have a little more work on the right arm, simply because I think, again, I have a lot of excess resin right here where my thumb is. It's not wanting to suck it down onto the side there. So you see you got a little bit of a gap there that I think will take care of itself once I just smooth that out a little bit, and then it'll suck right in. But again, nothing that's unexpected as far as work goes on this kit. Like I said, I paid $225 shipped, and considering what John went through to learn to do this and what it cost to ship it, it was a good deal. And I think it's up to $250 now. I think we had like an introductory price, and then he bumped it up a little bit. So even at $250, it's a good deal, especially if you're a fan of Kong and a fan of that movie, Kong of Skull Island. So just a short review, but there's really not a whole lot to say, but it's a very nice kit. And John did a really good job on it, considering his learning curve in producing it. So you know what? Props to you, John, for producing a good kit and taking the time to learn a new process and stick with it. Really appreciate your hard work. And props to Wayne for doing a fabulous job on the sculpt. Really nice piece. So make a nice addition to any Kong fan. My initial ideas for paint up on this was to paint them and then kind of duplicate the movie poster, where he's kind of like, maybe I'll do like it's called the Duratran, which is a transparency backlit, kind of like a sunset in the background, maybe some helicopters as a background. Be kind of cool to kind of replicate that as a nice little setting. But other than the hard part will be, the hardest part, I should say, it's not even hard, but the hardest part will be seaming the arms and matching the fur texture, which is something I've never had really an experience to do, but you know, I'll figure it out. But yeah, cool piece. It was worth the wait. So again, it's John Diaz at Resin Realities, sculpted by Wayne Hanson, Kong of Skull Island. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.